Hello, and welcome to the Nights in the Nightmare Let's Play. This is video 33, covering scene 28. Last time, we fought and killed Aquina, one of the last pawns of Cardinal Capehorn. After the fight, we were joined by Maria, who's once again fighting with us. We've pressed further into the castle and are getting attacked by random monsters again, so let's clean them out. Here's our arena for this round. Quite a lot of monsters on the screen and some obstacles as well. Of course, our first thing to do is recruit whatever knights we can and then collect any key items we can. See, Rosa, a priestess here, and if you look, she's actually in an ideal spot for a priestess. In Law phase, she can cover both those two monsters in the corner there, so that's just about perfect. We have her key item, so we'll go ahead and recruit her, and then afterwards we'll swap her out for Liz, our permanent priestess. An empty spot here for whatever knight we choose to put in, and then that's all the knights we have this round, only 2 to work with. Got an NPC here with a key item that we can deliver to her. And of course we have the books on screen too. Remember, they crap out pages that we have to dodge. This ice tome is really convenient that it's ice affinity, because we have a fire elemental enemy here. So if I equip an ice rod for Rosa, she'll be able to attack him and also destroy the book in the same attack. So that's going to work out nice. Lightning tome up in the corner there. I don't have any means to really address it right now. Treasure box with a key item. Of course I have to be careful how I pound on it. If I destroy it, then it won't reveal the key item to us. Alright, so a lot to worry about. Let's get some stuff loaded up. Let's get our key items loaded for this round. Alright, that's half our inventory space right there, just for key items. For the empty spot, I throw in Hilgard, our permanent duelist. She's going to have some traveling to do this round. And now for some weapons. Well, it's a no-brainer for Rosa the Priestess. She's going to get an ice weapon. As for Hilgard, she's getting an ice sword too, because there's a fire tree monster up ahead in the direction she's going to work towards. Alright, we're going to smash the blue book quickly so that it doesn't have a chance to crap out its pages, and then we'll work with Hilgard to bring her into position.
Engage! Shall we?
Rosa talking about a priestess we have recruited. Rolenta is a hermit that we recruited quite a few scenes ago. And I'm not sure who she's talking about, her neighbors that she just mentioned. Alright, let's have Rosa destroy that blue book quickly. Oh, but it gets a chance to attack first, of course. Okay, with one blow of the correct affinity, the book's destroyed, so we grab the key item. Now we're going to move Hilgard into position. And the tree monster has ducked out, so we won't be able to beat on it, but that's fine, we can still beat on the treasure box. Oh no, Ogre, please don't destroy that book. Oh shit, now the book's gone. And when Hilgard lands this blow on the treasure box, it pops awake and becomes alive. It's a freaking mimic. We don't have any skill points now, so I have to quickly farm them with Rosa. That mimic's going to hop around for a while, and then eventually he's going to leave the screen, so I have to get him killed before then. Keep at it, Hilgard. And as she's attacking him here, it dawned on me, I've never talked to a mimic before. Alright, fortunately, with that attack, she kills the mimic and out pops the key item, so good job, Hilgard. We'll use the rest of this round to get Hilgard into position. And she's able to farm some gems at the same time, that's really convenient. Enemy attack lines are hidden, but I wasn't using them anyway, so whatever. Alright, good round, guys. Now, you may have noticed that I haven't really mentioned Maria yet. We are going to use her this round, but first off I'm going to pull off the equipment we have now. So there she is with her Ancardia staff. Got a new portrait. This is awesome as always. Her vitality is of course 7.77, that's how it always is at the beginning of every stage. Her law index is through the roof, and cast index is damn good. So she's going to be a good fighter. She's also level 64, which is quite a jump, significantly higher than the rest of our knights. Now, it also said that she had a key item. That's a little weird. Why would she have a key item? There's a staff that she can overcharge. We're going to do that this round. And if we go into our items, we see, well, there's a key item for Maria. Well, that's kind of strange. We picked that up a couple scenes ago. Now, it's not as though we can recruit Maria. She comes and goes as she pleases, doesn't she? But for some reason we have something of some sentimental value to her, so I guess we'll give it to her and see what happens.
Engage.
Alright, with her staff, she seems pretty confident. I'm going to go ahead and move her into the center of the stage. And give her the key item. Now, it's a little strange to me that she's mentioning Melia, and I'll address that in a later video. But look at the ribbon up on the top, the yellow ribbon. An X skill is now available. So we have unlocked a move for Maria, and we're going to check it out. So I begin charging, then I realize, wait, it has to be law phase. Okay, it gets a little messy here, but keep your eyes on Maria. Okay, I've told her to attack. She has a timer of 7.77 seconds, and then she'll unleash an attack. Okay, she is done for the round. See how it says end? I cannot select her anymore. And that move removed 3 vitality from her. But it also killed everyone on the screen except for a tree monster. The only reason why that tree monster survived was because it was lightning element. So it actually mitigated 75% of its damage that would have received. And even then it only survived with a couple hundred HP. Okay, good job, Maria. That's her new move. I'm not going to use Maria very much in the rest of this playthrough, or at least not that special move. It's a little OP. A lot of fun to watch, though. Alright, back to work. We can go ahead and pull out Rosa. And put in Liz, our permanent priestess. She can take over from here. That book in the top there still has a key item, so we need to smash it. I pull out Hilgard and throw in Alonso, our Lance Knight. That'll be a good spot for him to cover that whole region up on the top half of the screen. The other book only has a weapon inside, so no need to worry about the key item. However, I'm still going to make it a priority to destroy it. I don't want to deal with all those pages floating around in the stage. Alonso has a ice enemy nearby him, so we'll throw on a fire lance. And then we can also throw on a darkness lance so that he can destroy the book. So 2 knights on the field and 4 inventory slots, so they each get 2 weapons. That works out pretty good.
Engage.
First things first, let's get rid of that book. Alright, down goes the tome. Good riddance. And Alonso takes care of his. There's the key item that was inside that tome. So in this round, we're using both lances and rods. Alonso's weapon is the lance, of course, and then Liz wields the rods. Unfortunately, they look pretty similar in the inventory screen, so I have a hard time picking out which one I want sometimes. Now, Alonso was struck by a Lamia's heart attack, so now I have to free him, otherwise he's going to throw attacks at me. Good job, Alonso. And one last kill before the end of the round. We get a dragon this round, and the last time we had one, I forgot to highlight its portrait, so I go ahead and do this now. There we go. Decent amount of HP on this guy, and some pretty annoying attacks. Only a weapon in that book. I don't have to worry about key items, but I still want to destroy it right away. Alonso has a fire lance to cover the book up top, and there's also an ice enemy near him, so that'll do double duty. Don't need that darkness lance anymore, do we? So I went ahead and pulled it out.
Engage. Shall we? Wake up. Fetch.
The fire tome is down. Let's kill that ogre. I failed to interrupt that dragon, so now he's going to launch a special move. And those large flames on the screen are courtesy of the dragon. Thanks a lot, buddy. We have no more magic points, so I need to get some gems.
Shall we? Break out. Speed. That's it. Shall we?
Liz using our last magic point to try and kill that dragon.
Break out. Speed. That's it.
And he survives with just a sliver of health left.
You must be joking.
If you notice, Alonso is actually standing in the position where that tome should have been, and so it was unable to respond this round. So good job, Alonso. On top of that, the treasure box is back, but it only contains a weapon, so I'm not going to put too much emphasis on beating it. Alonso's Flame Lance had actually expired due to the duration being used up. So I loaded up another one. And I also throw on an Ice Lance for him because he can actually reach that tree monster. If I get around to it, I'll beat on it. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. And I had a brain fart there. I used an ice rod against the fire book. Without thinking too hard about it, I thought, oh, it's the opposite affinity. I can take care of it that way. But no, you have to hit it with the same affinity. So it's still there on screen, crapping out its pages. And no, Alonso can't use a mace, he uses a lance. Alright, let's get rid of that book now.
Guide me, oh God. Guide me, oh God. Shall we?
Alonso likes to talk about that guy, doesn't he? This sword creature's the only enemy left on the screen, and he kind of hops around wherever he wants. When he lands, he's changed his elemental affinity, so it's kind of difficult to deal with. Trying to decide what I should do with the rest of my time. So I start moving towards the treasure box, thinking, okay, Alonso can beat on it, maybe we'll get something good out of it. But then the sword monster landed within reach of Liz, so I decided to get some gems out of him. Oh, big mistake, buddy. before he gets a chance to hop away, she lands a blow. Not enough to kill him. And with only 0.6 seconds left, I end the round. We have a hound creature on this stage, so unfortunately I have to be careful. He's going to be pretty close to Liz, so he'll have the opportunity to maul her if he catches her charging. As luck would have it, there's a darkness tome next to Liz as well, so if I load up a darkness weapon for her, then it'll destroy the tome, but it'll also do double damage to the hound. So that worked out pretty good. Hound sees her, he starts to rear up, but before he makes a jump for her, I have her release the attack. And that kills him. Good riddance. Bloss was able to kill that flying eyeball guy, which is nice. Those are the enemies that are responsible for those bouncy bullets that fire all over the place, so I'm glad to be rid of them. Now he's working on the treasure box. Let's see what we get out of it. I don't talk to the enemies very often. Nothing too insightful there. I'm trying to talk to that fairy, however, she's dormant until we land a blow on her, so we can't even talk to her. Okay, the witch is getting close to range of Liz, so I go ahead and charge her up to be ready and waiting. There we go. And not much of a charge on that last attack, but it's enough to kill the witch. Okay, that burning dirk is what came out of the treasure box. Sounds like daggers, doesn't it? We have quite a few final monsters to choose from, so I go ahead and pull in the sword monster, and this Lamia is a final monster as well. So the death of either one of those will end this round. The tome on top didn't respawn, and I don't know why. Maybe it reached a maximum number that it can respawn. I don't care though, it's gone. It's not out of our hair, and that's fine with me. So the Lamia and the sword guy are the two final monsters, and whichever one we kill will end the scene. I'd make a move for the Lamia because she'll be easier to kill than the sword guy. No more magic points, so I gotta get some gems real quick. And there we go. Here at the inventory screen, I had some work to do. Currently, at the time of this video being recorded, there's a vote in the thread for our secondary permanent Lance Knight and Archer. Well, I have a feeling I'm going to need 2 Lance Knights in the next scene, so based on that I took a look at the thread, and Gudrun, the Lance Knight we recruited a few scenes ago, is in the clear lead as far as the Lance Knight vote is going. So based on that, I made an executive decision and worked on her a little bit to hopefully get her up to snuff before the next scene. If for some reason a giant upset happens between now and the vote closing, then I'll have to redo it. But I'm pretty confident that Gudrun's going to win the vote. So based on that, I went ahead and worked on her. When we recruited her, she was only level 1, so she has quite a ways to go. She only has 7.7 vitality as well, and that's nothing to really work with. So I began the task of leveling her up using our experience points. Now if we take a look at her vitality growth chart, it tells us what we can expect from her. So of course at the bottom it says level 1, and yep, she's level 1. Now if you consider that the yellow line that's going up and down, the vertical line, is Gudrun, she's going to travel along the x-axis on this graph. The shading, the yellow shading, represents her current level cap. So she can travel along the x-axis until she reaches the end of that shading. She's maximized her level and she can't go any further until she's had someone transsold to her. Now if you also notice that the green line on the graph represents the vitality that she'll gain per leveling up. And if you notice, it's a flat line for quite a while, meaning she's not going to gain any vitality from experience up until finally the point where that green line begins to travel upwards on the graph. So we have to dump quite a bit of experience into her before we get any returns out of it. With that knowledge, I began pumping her full of experience. I got her all the way up to level 23, and if you notice on the right hand side of the screen it says Gudrun has leveled up, but it makes no mention of vitality. She's been leveling all this while and she only gained a little tiny bit of vitality at the very beginning, and since then she hasn't gotten jack shit. Finally, at level 30, at long last she began getting vitality with her leveling up. So she got 0.75 vitality for that level. Alright, nothing too spectacular, but at least we have something to work with now. So she's already level 30, and I keep pumping even more experience into her because I need her to have more vitality. I go ahead and bring her up to level 40, not quite at her max yet, but I decide, alright, enough's enough. At that point she has 16.25 vitality, so I can actually use her in a battle. If we go back to her vitality graph, we can see, yep, sure enough, she traveled along the x-axis, and she's caught up to the yellow shaded part. There's only a little bit left, so she can actually level up a few more times, up to level 48, before she's stuck at her max. In the meantime, she has 16.25 vitality, so enough to work with. She's also out leveling our permanent Lance Knight Alonso. He's only level 24, but he has 31.19 vitality. That's quite a bit. I don't feel the need to transfer someone into him quite yet. And with that, I think Gudrun is ready for the next stage, so let's go ahead and move on. Alright, it looks like we've finally tracked down Cape Horn. This is going to be quite a battle. It's going to be very climactic. But, of course, before we get to that, let's discuss what we just saw. During the flashback, we got a peek into Prince Nordich, and we haven't seen too much of him or had very many references to him in the game so far. I can tell you the background lore is that he's a young hothead, he's a bit of a spoiled brat, and he did not agree with the king politically. At any rate, we saw in the flashback Nordich complaining about Cape Horn doing stuff behind his back, and basically not asking for permission. So, aren't I the king? Remember, he's a young kid, he's in his teens, yeah, he's a hothead. Eventually he kind of works out, well, wait a minute, could it be that my father's death was orchestrated by Cape Horn? Now, as the player, I can easily look at that and say, well, no shit. However, I guess I'm not really sure what information he had at the time, so it might not be that stupid of a statement. I guess it's not relevant at this point anyway. Nordich went on to say that my father was not great, but the subjects liked him. King Wilmgard is in fact pretty popular among the citizens of the kingdom, but as I mentioned, Nordich didn't really agree with his politics, so for that reason he didn't think he was a good man. At that point, Nordich decides, wait, you know what, I'll kill Cape Horn under charges of regicide, and he directs the servant with him to go spread the rumor among the castle and towns. So Nordich doesn't have any proof. He's kind of playing dirty here, isn't he? But whatever. I mean, I guess that's the type of person he is, apparently. However, this plan does not come to fruition because, of course, Yelma pops in and actually turns him into the werewolf at this point. So we saw how that finally happened. It was Yelma's doing, and it appears as though she didn't mean to. She wanted to kill him, but a werewolf's just as good. Doesn't matter. After that, we got to see Cape Horn reflecting on the fact that a queen is dead, and he seems to be fucked now. He mentions that this world and Asgard and the underworld as well, he wanted them all to be remade by him under a new order. So we're finally starting to see a bit of motivation behind Cape Horn, although this is only a little small piece of it. It seems like some pretty lofty goals though, doesn't it? Of course, then we barge in on him as his room burns around him. Cape Horn drops a bomb on the Wisp saying, well man, you had no way of knowing it, but you killed your own child. This is an interesting thing for him to bring up because, as we know, the Wisp seems apprehensive about getting his memories back. Maybe it'd be better not to know things. And whoops, now he's been told, yeah, you killed your kid. Cape Horn, for his part, seems to relish the fact that this happened. Maria kind of surprises me when she pipes up and says, you know what, get out of the way, we're not dealing with you, we're dealing with the people who are pulling your strings, so fuck off. But of course, Cape Horn is going to make his last stand now. And he says to Maria, if you angels had not come, my plan would be complete. I assume he's talking to Maria. Who else is he talking to? And of course that brings us to the battle. This is going to be a vicious fight. We start from a very significant disadvantage at this stage, and we have to overcome it. Kind of like Aquina, where we had to overcome the height disparity and also get the object out of the way so we can actually get to her. This is going to be a tough one. I'm kind of not really looking forward to it. Cape Horn gives me trouble, but it's going to be a momentum thing. Once we overcome these initial challenges and we get some momentum build up, then I think it'll be manageable. Alright, having said all that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.